Hi, Nora. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. You could
I,
give some good mood lighting going there and
I
like
try.
great comfy chair.
You
So,
got
so
some nice lighting back there too. Some office environment. It's like a real.
I'm in the Lionsgate offices, so
Yeah,
yes.
okay, that sounds good.
Well, welcome to my home.
It looks lovely. It looks very spacious. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm talking to Nora Zehetner, the star of Boneyard, which is coming to VOD on July 2nd, 2024, and US theaters on July 5th, 2024. I'm going to talk to her right now, and while you're watching, if you can like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. I'll spend a lot. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I've got Nora Zehetner, the star of Boneyard, which is coming to VOD on July 2nd, 2024, and US theaters on July 5th, 2024. It is a crime thriller that is based on real, or it's inspired by true events. It has a lot of bodies and just as much intrigue. Nora does a fantastic job as Agent Young. She is one of the key components of a team trying to stop a madman. Is she able to do it? Well, you have to watch the movie to find out, but let's talk to her about it right now. So thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, how did you get involved in this film? Do you just love serial killers, police procedurals? What was it about this film that got you involved?
I was sent the script, and it's sort of loosely based or inspired by um, the West Mesa murders, which I'm from Texas and El Paso a bit, so I did know about them already growing up, and yeah, I was just interested in telling that story.
Oh, that's interesting. That's so you had heard about them. Did you learn anything new, kind of either from the script or from your own research now that you were going to be part of I guess an offshoot of that story or part of something that was inspired by that story? Did you kind of go in and deep dive and learn more about the whole incident?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did a bit of research and learned more than I what I knew beforehand for sure.
That's awesome. And so what was it about Detective Young that really kind of like spoke to you? Was it just that you wanted to be involved in this somehow and that was the character that fit, or was there something about Detective Young's personality or perseverance that made you want to play her?
Yeah, I very much admired her perseverance, and I think she's very smart. And I think it's always interesting to play a female character that is operating in a primarily male space and what that's like. And yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that is a very difficult thing to do, like in reality, and also, probably on set, but in reality, I imagine that is a very difficult role to kind of like balance, like you said, a female character in a mostly male dominated space. So that must have been, a fun challenge.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I spoke to a female detective about what her experience was like, and that was very insightful, and I definitely used that to kind of inform what I was doing.
That's perfect. So the next question was going to be kind of, based on that. So you already had, experience in, or you already had a familiarization with the, event. What did you do to kind of like get ready for this role as a detective? You spoke to a detective. Did you go to like firearms training? Is that something that you maybe already have in your background, from acting in general? Like, what did you do to kind of like prepare to portray a detective on screen?
Honestly, I kind of didn't have time. I got hired and kind of had to get to Vegas. So I didn't have the luxury of doing maybe the amount of preparation that I would have liked to. But I learned a lot while I was filming and in the brief amount of time I had beforehand. And yeah.
I know you did what you could. There's only so
You
much
do what you
time.
can. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how, sometimes you're doing a job for months and that's cool. But even then, sometimes you kind of like, sometimes I think when I have too much time, I procrastinate. And sometimes, you just kind of like got to get on a plane or whatever and it works.
Just trial by fire, or in this case, trial by very,
Yes.
very intense heat, I imagine. I imagine it was
Oh,
probably very hot
definitely. And
filming.
sandstorms. Yes, absolutely.
So one of the interesting things about this movie, was working with Mel Gibson. Your character got to kind of like interact directly with him, be in scenes with him. What was that like? What was it like, working with a, legend that has kind of an interesting background, interesting kind of like past?
Well, it was obviously like very interesting. I grew up watching like the Lethal Weapon movies, and so it's really weird uh, to work with somebody that you grew up watching and is such a like a mythical figure in your head. and then to be sitting across the table from them, exchanging lines with them. So it's always just such a weird out of body experience, right?
Yeah, it must be very, I don't know if it's humanizing or if it's like daunting. I'm not sure. It's probably somewhere in between, right? You're probably like kind of you're in awe, but also it's weird to like see them,
Yeah.
as a colleague, I guess, or as, someone, a regular person, as regular as your line of work is.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And kind of similar vein, you got to work with 50 Cent. What was that like? I mean, he's also a legend, a very different legend. It must have been fun to film with him too.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's absolutely lovely, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine, similar vein. Like I grew up listening to his music. I'm not sure if you did, but that would have been again kind
Sure.
of a
Yeah, yeah,
weird
yeah.
juxtaposition.
Absolutely. And it's so funny because, he has like kind of a tough guy persona, but like in person he's so soft spoken and polite and sweet and so yeah.
Yeah. He just saves all of his tough guy for the screen and for his performances. He just kind of has to
Yeah.
save all of
Yeah,
his rage.
exactly.
So I know we have limited time. I know you have a very busy day. I'm going to switch to a lightning round. They're just lightweight questions about the film. I want to see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. Feel free to skip any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Okay.
First question. This movie starts with some people digging and finding something in, the dirt or the sand. What is the strangest thing that you have found digging?
Oh, digging.
Or
Uh,
or or if you're just like, I don't know, we can expand to like out in the wilderness if you want, if digging is too specific.
I'm trying to think of anything cool that I found. I mean, I'm the person that goes to the beach and I'll just like sit there and pick up weird shells and rocks like all day long, and I really enjoy doing that. But I don't think I've ever found anything cool digging. Have you? What's the coolest thing you found?
Hi, that is you turned it around on me. That is a good question. I remember nothing cool, but I remember when I was a kid, I used to like we had like magnets, and so for at school and for a while, I would like go through the sand thing trying to like pick up little like flecks of iron, and I saved it all in like a plastic bag, and I was like sure I was gonna melt it down to something really cool. Of course, I lost it, but that's probably the coolest thing I ever found. Not very cool either. So,
No, no.
um, related question: have you ever found like a bone? Doesn't have to be a human bone, although if it is, that is a very interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, my mom lives out in the desert, so I've definitely found some animal bones.
Nice. And no human bones that you
I
you
hope
want to talk
not.
about?
I don't think so. If I have, I definitely blocked them from my memory.
That is a good process. You don't want to have that in your head.
No,
Have you ever wanted to be a police officer or a cop?
no.
All right. Easy.
No,
Easy.
I mean, I would enjoy like the investigation, but no, that's not something that's ever. I think I wanted to be a spy. That's the closest.
That would actually track very well with an actor. So I mean, you could
I
still
think I'd
do
be
it.
a great,
Yeah.
great spy. Like people say things they shouldn't say in front of me. I'm very good at working. Like I think I'd be a great spy. Maybe I
Yeah.
am. Who
That,
knows?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I will now watch what I say because I don't want to get in trouble.
You probably should.
Yes, that's true. And the last question is, what is your favorite serial killer? And it doesn't have to be like favorite that you like. It could be someone that intrigues you or fascinates you. This movie is about a prospective serial killer. So do you have one that kind of intrigues you?
Uh,
And you could say, I don't follow that because I don't want to have those dark thoughts. That is a perfectly acceptable answer.
yeah, I don't know that there's anybody that I follow or like I mean it is always interesting the psychology of it. But I don't think I could say I have a favorite serial killer. It's like such a
That is probably a good thing to say. It's probably a good thing to say that you have
yeah,
a favorite
yeah,
serial killer. No, I
yeah.
did like that scene too when Mel Gibson's character comes in and like talks about the four types of serial killers, and he brings up some of the heavy hitters that you probably or that most people know about, and so that was a fun scene. I was just curious, and it's good. I'm glad that you know the favorite serial killer. That's probably
Yeah.
a better, more healthy way to live your life.
Yes. Like a
So the film is coming to VOD on July 2nd, 2024, and then to US theaters on July 5th, 2024. You're out promoting the film, getting the word out, letting people know about it. But after people see you in Boneyard, is there something else that they can look forward to? Do you have anything next on the horizon? Maybe some projects you're negotiating with Lionsgate right now. That's why you're in the offices.
I have a film coming out in October called Monster Summer with Mason Thames from Black Phone and Mel Gibson and Kevin James and some other people.
That sounds interesting. Monster Summer in October. I assume it's gonna be a scary movie, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Goonies kind of, not too scary. My level of scary, frankly, like kind of like a coming of age mixed with some supernatural.
Perfect. Well, that sounds like a good kind of light Halloween movie to watch. So you can wait for that. But first, check out Boneyard coming to VOD on July 2nd, 2024 and July 5th, 2024 in theaters. This is Nora Zehetner. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
Awesome. Take care. That was Nora Zehetner talking about Boneyard, which is coming to VOD on July 2nd, 2024 and US theaters on July 5th, 2024. It is a crime thriller inspired by true events with a lot of victims and just as much intrigue. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.